Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name's Josh. Happy Friday. I am not spinning the wheel today. I told you I would, but I'll do it maybe I'll just do it on a live this weekend or something like that. It's been a bunch of times, I promise. But I just had some stuff at the gym and I just didn't have time to get all this stuff done today. Anyway, all that to say, no excuses. I will make it up. I will spin that wheel. People will win some prizes. I promise. But today we got to get to the Shannon Rose drama. O.M. Gelatibus. What the hell is going on? So Shannon Rose is a total disgusting piece of garbage, and so obviously I'm not on her side, but she DM'd me because I had someone sent me this and I posted on the page, and then so she saw that I was on it, and so she DM'd me. Let's talk about it. So recap of Shannon Rose, if you don't know who she is, she's an absolute pile of human filth, okay? This woman is an ex-hardcore P-star, P-O-R-N, okay? And did some of the most hardcore disgustingness you've ever heard in your life, okay? Think of the worst fetish you could have, which is disgusting, and she did it, okay, basically. She did P-O-R-N that included her doing racist, she wore a Nazi uniform, and I think she had a whip. I'm not sure she had a whip, or she was kicking a black man while he was picking cotton. Did a PORN video of, I guess it's people who, humiliation PORN, I guess. Oh my gosh. I've seen it. I haven't seen like the full video, but I've seen the stuff that's been leaked online and stuff like that. I won't watch that stuff. I don't want that stuff in my brain, but I've seen like the opening. Oh my gosh. She also did Corn, where she was crushing animals with her boots. Which, can I say this? Like, I know Shannon Rose did that for money and she's disgusting for doing it. But if you also ingest that stuff, may I suggest just not being here anymore? May I suggest you go get therapy? Because what's wrong with you? Okay, ew. Some people, okay, I know that I'm a vanilla dude. I get it. And I'm happy to be. Okay, I'm pretty happy. But some people are weird, okay? Scat and pee and feet. Have you seen feet? Okay, they step on things. Stop having weird fetishes, okay? Anyway, no kink shaming here. Absolutely, no, I'm kink shaming you weirdos. Anyway, she's done that. And I started covering Shannon Rose when she started becoming a family vlogger. So she went from this die-hard, hardcore pornography star, her and her husband, both were in these videos, to, oh, I'm no longer that, and I'm now going to be a family vlogger. Straight up, crunchy granola mom, having baths in the river and washing her soiled tampons in the washer. That's who she can be. Unbelievable transformation. Okay, at some point I think she got baptized, which is I think the water might have caught fire. I'm just saying. Just kidding. If you want to come to know the Lord, it doesn't matter what you did in your past. And I'll stand on that. I'll die on that hill. But I just don't believe anything Shannon Rose says. Her whole life has been about what stories she did. She used to hang around with some of the most disgusting people. It was all about fame, and it still is to this day. And so Shannon Rose now wants to have another baby via surrogate. And if I'm correct in my little bit of research that I did, I don't know where she gets her money now, because she barely crests 5,000 views on a video that she posts every 2 weeks. I know that she has a large Patreon, which probably gives her a few thousand a month, but I honestly don't know. I think that Travis has since become a firefighter. I think I heard, what the hell's going on over here? Crazy stories. But it all accumulated in this one thing where Shannon Rose found my videos of me snarking on her, and then she sat down and she called her mom, where she sat down with her mom, and she's literally just having a straight up FaceTime conversation with mom, be like, you know what? I want to unalive his whole family and burn his house to the ground. And her mom's like, yeah, totes. Go watch my video on it. It's called Did Shannon Rose Really Say That? Shannon Rose told her mom something insane. Breakdown of her video about me, part 2. And so that's when I was at Mark's house and this whole thing broke. This was years and years ago. How long ago was that? Years ago this happened. Anyway, so she threatened to do that to me and my family, and I wasn't having it. But ever since then, Shannon Rose has kind of died off as an influencer. She's not what she once was. She's had her boobs removed. She's trying to be the mom, but she's exploiting her children in so many ways, in their mental health and their disabilities and everything else. She's just as bad as the rest of them, and it's all for fame. It's just another grift for her. But so the next thing for Shannon Rose was to have another child. basically but do it the surrogacy way because it's just content for her. Now, I don't know why she can't carry another child. I don't know the ins and outs of all that stuff, but surrogacy is an option for a lot of women who either don't want to carry a baby to ruin their body, or they can't for some health reason. But surrogacy offers this thing for parents who sometimes are unable to have children to have children. My take on surrogacy is more babies, the better, as far as I'm concerned. I have no really in or outs about surrogacy. I know that some of these women, like Patience, who we're going to talk about here in a second, I know a surrogate lady. I used to box with her. She was amazing. Very, very, very great story about weight loss and boxing. She's very good too. And she told me she was a surrogate. That was like her job. So this is a career for a lot of women, literally professionally being pregnant. But as you know, I more kids, bring more kids into the world. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't really, again, I'm not here to argue for or against surrogacy, because I know a lot of Christians are against surrogacy. They're against harvesting eggs and, and doing all the inseminations and all these kinds of things. I mean, I'm not. So I think a miracle of modern science, to be honest with you. So I'm not here to have a take on that. So that's not what we're arguing about. I'm sure you're going to say some stuff in the comments below. Maybe you can educate me on the ins and outs, pros and cons, the bad, the good. I don't know. To be honest, I'm just like, hey, there's babies. I mean, that I could see a problem if there are terrible parents, right, who have nefarious needs that hire surrogates to have their children and they do what they want with them. I could see that being a thing. But that's where kind of these agencies kind of pop in, where they connect two people, right? They connect the couple or two people, two sets of people. They connect the couple or the mom, the dad with a surrogate to have the baby that they want, right? And so that these agencies have popped up because it is a lucrative industry. Okay, I'm pretty sure that surrogates get paid anywhere between $50,000 and $100,000 a year, depending on how rich the person is and how fertile you are and how successful you are at this. I don't know. I imagine there's something to be said for these fertile women who are able to have these children like this. So all that to say, in my opinion, Shannon Rose doesn't need any more kids. Okay, so I don't think any influencer should have kids, to be honest with you. Like, you look at Della Vlogs and all these people out there who can't have children, I'm like, good. And I know that sounds mean because I'm trying to be mean. Good. Because if the only reason you're bringing kids in this world is to exploit them on the internet and make cash off them and have them be your accessory to your life and all that, then f off, man. I don't think you deserve children. Children are not meant to be content. They are not meant to be your paychecks. I mean, I say that about surrogates. They're not their children, but it's gray. But, I'm talking about the exploitation of children online. And these people, a lot of influencers do this. A lot of famous people hire surrogates. And I could be wrong about this because they don't want to wreck their bodies. Because pregnancy, a lot of women think that it wrecks their bodies. I honestly think that it makes them better, to be honest with you. I think women who have born children are just like superheroes. How my stance on pregnant women. I think they're amazing. Moms in general who have birthed kids, like, you have all my respect, is what I'm saying. I just think you're just amazing. And that's not to say women who can't have kids don't deserve my respect. I'm just saying those women who have done it, and like the motherhood is the most important thing to them, and they don't care if their vagina changes and all that kind of stuff. So all that to say, the industry is there for a reason. It exists for rich people. And I don't know how Shannon Rose is getting money to do this. I honestly don't. If it's $100,000 to have this child and the surrogate lady gets 50 G's out of that, plus all of her medical care is taken care of, that's likely about 75 grand. And then I guess the surrogacy agency takes their cut, their 20% cut or whatever it is, to come to do all the legal shit in between. I mean, I think if you're gonna do surrogacy, you should probably do it the legal way, so that there are, like, again, shit like this happens all the time, I imagine, right? Shannon Rose, is a weirdo crunchy granola face head who she's a weirdo. This surrogacy agency, and we're gonna look at the video here in a second, clearly didn't do their research into Shannon Rose. They saw that she was an influencer, but did you see that she did literal Nazi fetish porn? Did you check that? Like, my video, if you type in Shannon Rose, my videos come up. It will take you 10 minutes of research to realize that this woman has no business being around more kids. And so my beef isn't with Patience, who is the surrogate. My beef is obviously against Shannon because I hate her and I don't think she deserves kids, but my beef is also with these surrogacy agencies who are like, okay, well, maybe do a little bit more research and stop giving influencers children, because I know a lot of influencers and rich people will hire surrogates. I think you should have a rule in place. If you are an online personality, no. And if we're going to do it for you, here's a contract. You're not going to use your child. You're not going to use this for content, but you'll see in this video that Shannon Rose told them, I'm using this for content. And they're cool with it because it gives them more exposure. So more people will come to them and they will get paid more. Okay, so I'm not cool with it. I am not cool with agencies being hired to give people children that are going to be exploited one way or the other, whether or not it's online or in other ways. Because we have seen this surrogacy journey where kids are born into families where they should not be born into families. You know what I mean? I'm just doing a quick look. There's refusal to relinquish custody battles between women who birth these children and don't want to give them up, and emotional and physiological strain on surrogates. There's emotional and physiological strain on babies who are literally with the mother for 9 months and then are like, so again, there's ups and downs to all this whole thing. But again, I don't know why Shannon Rose isn't, but apparently this is the last egg, and so Shannon Rose is being very picky about it all. So all that to say, let's watch the surrogate agency's video on where this thing all broke, and this is what I saw for the first time too.
This video because you're coming to hear about the Shannon Rose tea.
I like how she calls her Channon.
I'm here to tell you there is no tea, there's no story. Unfortunately, I know you.
Nah, this is a story. This is tea. I know you don't want it to be, but it absolutely is. Anything that Shannon Rose touches turns to shit.
Want the drama? There is none. I'll tell you very quickly the non-story. My name is Megan.
Don't. It's a story. You don't be like, you don't make an entire video about a non-story. If it's a nothing burger, then you don't do anything about it. I know I'm just doing a little chiming in a little snarky here. I'm just saying what she does, what this woman does. Again, I don't respect her for not checking who this mother is, the potential mother is going to be. I'm upset with her. I am.
I'm the owner of Your Fertility Advocate Surrogacy Agency. We met Shannon Rose, who's a prominent social media influencer. Through online, she found someone named Patience in one of these Facebook groups to match with, and they came to our agency already talking to each other and asking our agency if we'd be willing to represent.
So it sounds like your agencies already shouldn't have done it, to be honest with you, right? Your agency, sounds like people come to your agency and say, hey, look, help me find a surrogate, or a surrogate comes to your agency and says, yeah, I'm available for couples. That's how it should be. But because she thought she'd get some kind of clout out of Shannon Rose, which is, again, do 4 seconds of research. Shannon Rose has zero clout. There's no clout that exists for Shannon Rose anymore. She has nothing left.
Both sides of them and kind of facilitate the match. We don't usually sign up to these arrangements, but in this case, I did talk to both of them and decide that we would agree to do this. They wanted to share openly their journey on social media, which we were okay with. I was warned. There was some people who told me to be wary of Channon.
And so why did you not heed those warnings of Channon? Why didn't you heed the warnings? I bet you heeded the warnings.
Her past is a bit colorful.
There's a word for it. Colorful. Yeah, the Nazi colors.
To say the least. You can Google it if you want. But
don't.
At our agency, we feel like everyone should have a chance for the families that they want to build.
No, that's stupid. Again, I know what you're trying to be all inclusive. No, not everyone deserves kids. No. Like, just having that blanket statement, everybody deserves. Now, do they? What if they're ex-predators? I say ex, like, what if they're ex-inmates who went to jail for being predators? Do they deserve families? Stop using blanket statements, like, and trying to be like, oh, you're trying to take a, we're so good because we don't judge people. Okay, this is a child's life at stake. Yes, judge people. It's literally your job to judge people and be like, here's a match. We don't think that you're parenting material, so no, we're not going to work with you. Oh, you did not fetish corn. Sorry, we're not going to work with you. No, thanks. Judge. We want you to judge people. You should be judging them more. Okay? It should be your damn job. Don't be out here trying to virtue sing like, we're so, your past is your past, and it is what it is.
And if there's things in your past that you're not very proud of, you should be giving second chances initially.
No. Don't say, again, another blanket statement. There's things you're passionate or proud of. Again, like, what if you went to prison for being a predator? Do you get a second chance? Is that what you're saying?
And haunt you. So, no, we did move forward, even with the warnings, with this match. Both, as you know, if you follow either of these couples, they're quite opinionated in some of their ideas, home birth, no vax, things like that. These are things that they share in common that could make them a good match. I remember saying...
Shannon Rose is an anti-vaxxer, right? Yeah. Pretty sure. Can we just be here? It's just the COVID one that we don't want. The COVID vax was silly. Can we say that? Otherwise, please vaccinate your children. Please.
Wow, this is either going to be a really great match or this is going to be a disaster. We had not really done this before.
50-50. This is going to explode and turn into internet drama.
The reason I'm talking about it openly now is because we did give this match a chance, and it did go sideways. And so this can be a learning lesson to everyone in the community about missteps that could be made and how.
She's like, anybody else who does this, do not platform Shannon Rose or hook her up with a surrogate. Please don't.
Things could be handled better. So our agency, and we did find that Channon is posting openly on social media about her version of events, which is why I'm making this video, because unfortunately I don't like things to be all online. I don't like drama, but if somebody else is painting a narrative that we find false, I do feel like we have to.
Did somebody turn on a high-powered generator in your house right now?
Clear the air and state our side of the story. So the match moved forward.
Someone have a chainsaw going on upstairs or what? Hi, Bumpy. My baby.
And they didn't even get to the point of a pregnancy. They signed a legal contract together, and then the surrogate was supposed to start some birth control pills to prepare her body.
Is there a tap dancing class upstairs?
Which she did. And her period was not coming at the time they thought it would. So Channon and her husband got in their mind that the surrogate was not taking the birth control as prescribed. And they started to have some doubts about her seriousness, about being their surrogate, which is okay. We tried to counsel them that
the vocal fry, man.
There's no reason to doubt her at this point. There's no medical evidence, but that was...
Are there people dying? Are there dead bodies being dragged around? What's going on?
It's not sufficient for them. They still thought there was something fishy going on, which is not proven.
Please don't put the word fishy and Shannon Rose in the same sentence, okay? Let's just stay away from those.
At all, no medical professional is saying that the surrogate did anything incorrect medically. Nothing was breached. No contracts were breached. But it was clear that there had been some trust issues about, the parents trusting their surrogate. So Channon decided to break the match, and she stated her mental health was the reason to break the match. She contacted her attorney and broke the match with her surrogate, and the surrogate felt blindsided. She didn't know about these issues, these so-called issues. So the match was broken, but then Channon regretted the decision and wanted the surrogate to come back and agree to be her surrogate again, which the surrogate, understandably so, was wary about. And Channon's conditions to continue the match was that they had to live with their surrogate in the same home, and Channon wanted to be able to give all the injection medications so she could verify that she was taking the medications correctly. So our agency said that was not standard, not normal behavior.
Oh, sorry, I'm just focusing. So Shannon Rose basically, and shout out to Amy Robinson, she covered this, and she said it, I think she said it right in her title. She's like, basically she wants to do some kind of like Handmaid's Tale bullshit. Like the surrogate has to leave her family and come live at Shannon Rose's house so she can monitor all the injections and do all the craziness and stick her on the bedposts. It's like, Shannon, you're crazy. Like, we know you're crazy, but how do you keep getting crazier? Are you out of your mind? This lady's apparently Patience, this other lady who's doing the surrogacy, has a family. Like, she has obligations. She can't just go live at your damn house with the, like, I'm pretty sure Shannon doesn't wear deodorant. So, no? It's a no from me? Are you out of your mind?
We don't advise that. We don't advise the surrogate to agree to rematch under these conditions. The match is broken. Let's leave it as is. Let's go our separate ways and wish everyone well. And we hoped that that would be the end of it, but unfortunately that wasn't. When the surrogate did not agree to rematch with the parents under those conditions, the parents have become very angry and irate about that. And they've then demanded all money that they've paid for their surrogate, like her legal fees and her medical screening, be refunded back to them, and things like rental cars. They pay for her rental car to come visit them where they live, and they wanted money back for the rental car, and on and on and on and on. It's just a lot. They also came after our agency saying that we committed fraud. And
whoever's vacuuming, are they doing it with a World War II era army tank? What's going on?
That we stole money from them, and they're going to call the police on us, and they're going to report us to all these media outlets, and none of this is true. And when she broke the match and said it was because of her mental health, it's clearly a mental health issue, and we think this is a blessing.
What she's saying is that Shannon Rose is a psychopath.
Guys, that this match is over, and we wish you well. well, but we will get you any money.
Is there someone bowling?
Funded that you are obligated due to your legal terms. With the legal contract you sign, our agency can't override those terms, but we will get you settled up on everything that's legal, and we wish you well, and I'm sorry that you didn't get the outcome you wanted.
Let me translate for you. We don't wish you well. Go F yourself, Shannon Rose. That's the translation.
Let's all go our separate ways and not cause any more drama. Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. So A Touch of Patience posted this post. So this is the Touch of Patience is the surrogate lady who decided to do this. And she said, this has been a difficult and emotional season, but I want to take a moment to clear the air. My surrogacy journey with this couple has come to an end. Unfortunately, there's been some drama and misinformation shared, and I want to make sure that the truth is heard clearly. The agency has now addressed and clarified all sides of the situation in this video. I'm grateful for their transparency and for helping ensure the truth is understood. I won't be engaging any back and forth or negativity. I just want to close the chapter with honesty and peace. Thank you to everyone who has reached out with love, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Moving forward, I'm trusting everyone happens for a reason. Yeah, Shannon Rose is the claptrap of drama. That's for sure. Oh yeah, she's making more videos about this.
Hey everyone. I'm sure you know all about the Shannon drama with my surrogacy ending. And I'm also sure you've seen some bad videos and just stuff getting brought out right now. I can guarantee you most of the stuff that's coming out is lies. You can edit any video however you want.
Oh, okay. So we have to go to Shannon's side and see. So this is your fertility advocate. It's not like they're big on the internet, but I mean, they have an agency. This is a very up and coming, if not already bustling industry. So this lady's whole job is to literally connect birth givers with birth wanters. Is that the term that we're looking for? So anyway, Shannon Rose posts this video.
Acknowledge that we unfortunately are no longer working with our surrogate. Some things came up that made us have to terminate our contract with her. Since then, it's come to our attention that she's still reaching out to people as if she's still our surrogate, and she's not. So I just wanted to publicly post that we're no longer working with her. The whole situation is obviously very heartbreaking. We've put a lot of time and a lot of money into this.
Not meant to be. No more kids for you. Grab that screenshot, Tyson. No more kids for you, Shannon. No surrogate will touch you now. I hope that you are literally unless you just go. The problem with Shannon Rose is she could just go get somebody, pay them a bunch of money and birth a baby, but they're gonna want them to be all Handmaid's Tale living at their house. Well, they'll pay them the money to do it, but you're not gonna get the outcome you want because most people don't live like Shannon Rose. Okay, we're not wearing tinfoil free deodorant and bathing in the river and eating nothing but kale. Okay, that's not what most people do. So that's why Shannon wanted to go to a place where she could have the advocate and the lawyer thing. So she's gonna lose no matter what. She's done being a parent, and she should be.
Whole journey, it was really hard for our family to have to do this after all of this time and all the money that was spent. It was something we really didn't want to do. So obviously there were some pretty big things that made us have to make that hard decision, but I just wanted to let you guys know we've been sharing our journey. I wanted to let you guys know kind of where we're at right now, and yeah, it sucks. I just wanted to...
You suck. They're flying here. Anyway, she talks about she didn't want to give this update. I can't believe she still has fans. I literally have no idea how she has retained fans. The only thing I can say that people are still fans of Shannon Rose is that they are cool with what she did in her past, or they have no idea. That's the only thing. And if you are cool with it, you're something wrong with your brain. Shannon reached out to me, and I'm not going to show you the screenshots here, but I'll read it to you. So she reached out to me. So I posted on that lady's post, said this is drama. I wrote in that girl's post, and so Shannon reached out to me yesterday, Tuesday, basically saying, I plan to make a video about Dan and Sam because they were the reason I chose the fertility clinic I did, because I trusted them. But then after my awful experience with them and then being a total scam, I posted about it. When I posted about it, I learned that Dan and Sam lied about being a surrogate for a free couple, for a couple when they were secretly paid from the agency to promote the agency and have it be a big PR stunt to make them look charitable. Employees are also coming forward who used to work for there, saying that Dan and Sam are paid monthly by the agency to promote them and get a lot of money and make it seem like they're helping others when they are in fact. Now, Dan and Sam are another couple who are surrogacy, and they're as far as I can see, what I've seen of them, they're child exploiters as well. So, not on their side either. Anyway, she said, get a lot of money and make it seem like they're helping others when they are in fact totally ripping people off, including me. Please don't publicly post the ex-employees' names. I won't do that. I'm not posting these screenshots at all. I'll just show you what she's writing. And then Channon says, I'm only sending this to you because I think what they're doing is wrong, and the more people who know about it, the better, to protect others to not fall into the surrogate scam like I did. Now, it doesn't sound like this is a scam. It just sounded like you just had a mismatch, and that you wanted some weird shit that nobody will ever be able to do, like come live with you for a year. Who's going to live with Shannon for a year? You out of your mind? No thanks. I'll send you the screenshots and you can decide to post or not, she says. And then someone says, I guess this is from an ex-employee. Yeah, I left during the beginning stages of Sam at that agency for very similar reasons. I didn't ethically think it was appropriate that she was being paid so much by the agency for a publicly unpaid journey, and then went on to open another company with Megan. Regardless, I'm happy to see that she came to her senses and is releasing your money back to you. I wish all the luck in the world. I think that the surrogacy journey probably is trying to hide this Dan and Sam thing, and Shannon is outing it, but also Shannon's not cool too. So two wrongs don't make a right. If they're both being wrong and Shannon's outing them, good. Cool. If you're outing a bad practice, we should know about that. And it has nothing to do with Patience. Patience is the victim in all this as far as I'm concerned, but the agency is not the victim here. I think Shannon and the agency are both, if this is true, what's going on with this Dan and Sam thing, that's unethical. That's true. And Shannon probably knew all about that, but was using it as leverage to get her money back, right? As an employer, she was absolutely awful, but I was also a GC there, and from GC standpoint, her agency was decent. I don't know what that means. Sorry, not for till I meant to say surrogacy agent, but I didn't know that they were paid by the agency because they never disclosed that. And it would be one thing if the agency was ethical, but they are super shady and have stolen. So Shannon is saying she was influenced by Dan and Sam, or whatever, this couple, to go to this agency, but Dan and Sam are being paid secretly and not telling everybody that they're being paid for these partnerships, which in social media world, it's a big no-no. And in this world, that's also a crazy big no-no. Why would you not just disclose if you're getting paid for something? That's what I want to know. And maybe Shannon's wrong about this. Okay, but it sounds like Shannon's not wrong about this, but she's also wrong about she's a douche too. Someone wrote to her, says, I worked with YFA, and so did another friend of mine. We both had horrible experiences. Megan sucks. She only has the back of the surrogates. She doesn't care about the IPs. And then this person also wrote, oh, they're def getting paid to promote her. And Dan and Sam brought her in so much business that she had such an influx of surrogates that Megan sells them off to other agencies who are looking for surrogates for around $3 to $5K. Is that it? The agency gets it. Megan doesn't give a shit about the IPs of their money. She ignored my one friend who was the IP and was overcharged for something, and it was in favor of the GC, and Megan wasn't going to say anything. So apparently Megan is not all she's cracked up to be. That's what we're seeing here. And again, if Shannon Rose is saying it, I could say it, but she's sending me text messages from these people, screenshots. Again, I think Shannon's wrong too for what she expected, and she's using her clout and leverage to bully this company into giving her money back. And you know what? If that's the way you're going to use your platform, if you have been wrong, I can't believe I'm sort of taking Shannon's side on this, but if you have been wrong, then yeah, do what you got to do. But also Shannon's a douche. But that's all that to say. The one here, the Patience girl in this whole thing, seems to me the one in the middle stuck in it all, and that sucks for her. That really sucks for her, because that might taint her for other agencies and stuff. If these agencies are like being weird about how they're collaborating and it's like sending other people, I have too many, you can have these. That's I don't know if that's ethical either. I don't like that either, because then they could be creating blacklists and shit like that of people who don't deserve to be on blacklists, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? I mean, Shannon deserves to be on a blacklist, but not this Patience girl. And this whole drama could taint her whole thing, which I don't think is fair. And then I wrote, so what's the scam? You hire a surrogate, pay them, and then they F off and take your money? And she says, no, I believe they are an actual agency, but they are paid a lot of money to vet the surrogates to make sure they are trustworthy people to be carrying that couple's baby. Now, there's nothing here that we've seen yet so far that declares that Patience isn't trustworthy. That's what Shannon assumed, because, you got your period and you should have got all this weird stuff's going on. And she's like, well, you must not be doing the thing you're doing. But I mean, nothing is foolproof. Nothing is 100% accurate, especially when it comes to your bodies. We all know that. And so Shannon thinks something happened. She sounds like she's paranoid about something happened, and it really wasn't the case. And then she freaked out and went super Karen on everybody. That's what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong, but that's what it sounds like, right? And again, patience in the middle, stuck in the middle and all this thing, because she's not going to go live at your house, Shannon. Are you out of your mind? It's a big responsibility, so there's a lot that goes into checking backgrounds, doing psychological evaluations, therapy sessions to make sure they can handle it, medical clearances. It's a lot more than this, but it's a lot of text. All those things cost thousands of dollars to have these surrogates screened. In my case, I can't speak for others. She never screened my surrogate. Again, I think that is because you guys were already talking and you came to the agency for the legal side of things. So they assumed you were already connected to all that stuff, unless you, again, I don't know about that. And I guess the surrogacy agency is going to have to come out and say, no, this is what happened. Because Shannon's obviously trying to paint herself in the best light. That's her responsibility in this whole thing. That's all she's going to do. She's not going to put herself in a bad light. Shannon is Shannon's biggest fan. Okay? So again, take everything she says with a giant ash grain of salt, the size of Texas. I believe instead she pocketed the money meant to be used on those things because the agency is supposed to protect the intended parents from things gone wrong. They're supposed to make sure the surrogate will take her medications for the IVF cycle, be honest, etc. And so I paid a lot and also paid a large fee to hire the agency, and my surrogate would have never passed or shouldn't have passed screening, which you don't know at all either. That's another thing. So she's accusing the surrogacy agency of pocketing the money that should go to the tests and things for the surrogate. Right? The surrogate doesn't get that money. The surrogate gets, if I'm right, and I could be wrong, gets all the medical bills paid for, gets all the medication paid for, travel expenses, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, birthing the child in a hospital gets paid for, and then they get money on top of that. That's what I think, right? It's what a weird world. This is a Black Mirror episode we live in right now. But that's basically it, right? Nothing comes out of the pocket because their bodies are going through such irreversible damage to bring forth life that I think it's worth it. I mean, probably worth more than $50,000 to be honest with you. But you can only have one a year, so the max you're going to make is between $50,000 and $75,000 a year on a child, right? It's crazy, man. It's nuts. And as far as I know about surrogates, I'm not saying they do it for the money. I think most surrogates just want people to have children and are willing to be that vessel to birth children for good families, which I think is great. But if the surrogate agency isn't doing their vetting, which they're not, especially and the proof is in the pudding on the Shannon side, how the hell do you give Shannon a baby? Just do 2 seconds of research. Based on her past alone, she shouldn't have a baby. Sorry. Anyway, and then based on her 2 children now who have weird names, they are also exploited on the internet. If you're a surrogacy agency and an influencer comes to you and says, we want to use a surrogate to have a baby, the first thing you should do is check to see what their social media looks like. Are they exploiting children? And if so, that's not a match. Instantly. If you're busy enough, you don't have to take their business. You don't need to use them as social media like Dan and Sam. You don't need to use them and that's what they do. They'll take them on because it gives them more clout so that they get more exposure, so they make more money. So I don't like it. I don't like that. So apparently they are allegedly selling surrogates to other agencies because Dan and Sam and these other influencers they hired who are also surrogates are posting making them look like a reputable agency. They are bringing in so many people they can't keep up, so they sell them. Literally selling surrogates. Like, that's crazy. I wonder if the surrogates are seeing the money from the sale. The big thing to me is the payment of these influencers isn't disclosed. So they look like good people behind the scenes that are profiting and lying to people to sign up. With an unethical agency, it's really hard to text everything going on. I plan to post my video in the next few days. That might help you understand more. I just have a lot to edit and to show proof of everything. Blah, blah, blah. Dan and Sam have a huge following and are very popular because of her being a surrogate, and everyone thinks she's a saint. I thought so myself, but she lied about being a surrogate for free to everyone online, and it makes her look like this amazing influencer, but she was secretly being paid a lot by the agency, and by a lot, I mean you could buy a house to pay off. Damn. She lied to everyone publicly for money and followers, and it's hurting a lot of people like me who trust her. We lost $40,000 so far, and the agency is still refusing to release my funds unless I take my videos down, sharing my experience. And then she's got a message back, says the money you're legally entitled to is coming back to you. The $80K in escrow is yours and will be refunded as per the terms of the legal contract. Damn, $80K. If you want to speed up the process of getting your money back, pull down your videos and stop the drama. That's extortion. You're not allowed to do that either. So, as much as I don't like Shannon Rose, that's shitty thing to put in a text that's going to get exposed later. So, that's silly. Anyway, so this is a big drama pool. This is a wormhole because you got to go down to We Are Dan and Sam, which is here. They have 1 million followers on Instagram, sharing daily life and stories, 37 weeks long, mom of 2 and 2-time surrogate Dan and Sam. So if they aren't disclosing that they are getting paid, they should probably come out now and say it, because if you're growing your platform on lies, I'm coming after you too. and you sound like you're child exploiters. So also double coming after you. So she reached out to Dan and Sam, and she wrote to them and said, old employers of Megan's have come forward about you being paid by Megan and your unpaid surrogacy and how much you were paid and how much you lied about, how unethical you both have been, and a lot of other things. I really can't believe that's true, or you would do that. But I really hope you're not involved in that way, because there's a police investigation, which there isn't. Please don't give a shit. Stop lying. A message I sent to Sam to let her know I knew it would be making a police report to see if they will do an investigation. They're not going to do an investigation. They don't give a shit. Yeah, the extortion thing kind of hit me, and I asked her in the video, and then she kind of stopped talking to me. So it is what it is there. So your fertility advocate, that's her. Yeah, so here, we'll go back to this.
I had access to these videos, and I no longer do. So if I can get access back to these videos, I could post them unedited versions of our conversation if it's needed.
Oh, sorry, I have to go back to Shannon's page, because this is what Shannon posted.
I said I took the birth control, and then I also said that I didn't have it at the same time for a couple days, and then the 2 days that I was gone for that birth. But other than that, yes, I took it. And
we were paying her $60,000 to trust her to do this for our last embryo. So to miss 2 of 7 days is going to not work like it should.
It's multiple things that have happened that have gone on that between I thought we had agreed that you were going to stop nursing. You said, yeah, that's no problem at all. So I was upset that I had seen, since May that you still were nursing, because it was just something that we had agreed that you wouldn't do. It just feels like to us that you're not really taking it very seriously. And if you forgot your medication for one thing because you were busy, and then you forgot your medication for another thing, to me, it just shows you don't care very much. And for us, this is our baby.
I know it is
to us, and it doesn't seem like it's important to you or that we can trust you.
And then
she didn't let her answer back, by the way, and so I hope those videos get posted in full, because Shannon's going to be able to edit in the way she wants it to sound. In the middle of editing a video to clear the air on some things that have been said about me that are not true. Full video incoming soon. Thank you for everyone supporting. And there are people supporting her, which is are you okay? Stop. So anyway, this is what happened.
I can guarantee you I'm sure you know all about the Shannon drama with my surrogacy ending. And I'm also sure you've seen some bad videos and just stuff getting brought out right now. I can guarantee you most of the stuff that's coming out is lies. You can edit any video however you want. I had access to these videos, and I no longer do. So if I can get access back to these videos, I could post them unedited versions of our conversation if it's needed. But I also did not consent to them being posted. I said we could have a conversation and hash out whatever lies you believe about me that was told, or that...
I don't know where she stands legally on that, because they were doing their journey together and they were going to do it on social media. So I'm with Patience. I'm a fan of Patience. I'm on her side, but that one, I don't know it's going to fly.
You just believe yourself. But I told her I'm an open book. I'm here. You can ask me whatever. And I did get interrogated basically with tons of different questions.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable.
And everything that was already...
And Shannon Rose, and here's the thing. Shannon Rose knew what she was doing there. She knew she was recording. She wanted to set this up so that she can get the answers out of her, or try to squeeze something out of her, and recording those things for proof, evidence, whatever the case may be. But she was going to use it for social media clout. She was always going to be using this for more exposure. Although she's lost 100,000 followers, I think, since this. Nobody's on Shannon's side on this. Nobody. Okay? And so just the fact that there is a recording and she's editing it and all this kind of stuff means that Shannon had nefarious intentions from the get-go, as far as I'm concerned.
Cleared with medical staff saying, nope, there was nothing wrong with you, and you were okay to breastfeed. So it's a lot to deal with, and I appreciate everybody's support, being there for me, and sending me things and all of that. It's great. It's just super overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So
welcome to internet drama, and this is Shannon's whole world. She's literally has a master's degree in internet drama. You guys don't know what you're up against. Although people now know that she's a liar, but she does have a lot of people on her side still. People who are morons. Okay? But this is literal Shannon. This is Shannon's world you're in now. You guys are in the surrogacy world. This is Shannon's world. She knows how to manipulate media, how to do social media, how to tell a story and all that kind of stuff. Although I'm not believing anything she says, but you are in her world now, and that sucks for you.
Woke up this morning just wanting to do a final post about all of this and just say, I am choosing to take the high road, move forward with my life. I'm not going to continue to engage with all of this back and forth banter stuff. If Shannon chooses to post things about me, if you choose to believe it, that's up to you. If you want to clarify with me, that's totally fine, because there's going to be a lot of stuff. There was 2 hours of video that we did just trying to come to a conclusion.
I think what happened here too is that Shannon isn't super, I guess, yes, she is blaming patients for maybe missing some medication or breastfeeding when you shouldn't be breastfeeding or whatever the case may be. I don't know the ins and outs of all that stuff, but she seems to be like, look, I was cleared, we were good to go, there was no problem with me breastfeeding, none of that kind of stuff. But Shannon has different plans. She's like, well, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you also to live here in my home. Again, the craziest thing. And just this world though, these people who would do anything for children though, okay, they're like crazy as Disney adults and Taylor Swift fans. Okay, they like, although I agree though, like this is the one thing that you should pine for. This is the one thing where I agree with you should be obsessed with it. Having children is one of the most important things we can do as a human society, as a what are we, a species, right? Literally procreate is what all species are meant to do. That's our job. And so this is the one thing I'm like, yeah, you should be obsessed with this. This is the one thing you should vet in so many ways. And so Shannon's super duper uber picky because it's the last embryo and all the kind of stuff, but she's also going way overboard on the asks and things like that she shouldn't be doing. And she's potentially wrecking people's lives like patients here.
And everything. I don't want to give Shannon any time anymore. I wasted a lot of time preparing my body and getting ready for the surrogacy journey that didn't end up happening. So I want to make myself available and the best version of myself that I can for the next potential couple that will treat me with kindness and respect and
not use you for drama, clout, internet clout. Yeah. Well, may I suggest this, patients? As soon as you see that these people are influencers or have some kind of social media presence, don't team up with them. I think this is a lesson for everybody in this field, is to stop teaming up with rich people. Like famous, rich influencers, stop giving them children, right? It's because they are going to use their platform. They have leverage over you never had before. They're rich. They can hire lawyers. They can use their platforms to call you out and do all these kinds of things, especially if you're not wrong with you, which I think Patience is the innocent one in all this. Like maybe she missed a couple of days here and there, and then Shannon just freaked out because she's like, okay, well, this isn't by the book, blah, blah, blah. Patience sounds like a normal girl to me. She sounds like a really nice lady, to be honest with you. It's the agency and it's Shannon. That's what's going on here. Now, I know everybody wants me to be like, oh, it's all Shannon because Shannon is a douche. But if the agency is also hiring influencers to influence people to come to them and they're doing it on base of a lie, why lie? Why would you lie about it? So they can, like, because they want to feel charitable. They go, oh, well, we did this for free. It's charity. It's not. If it's not charity, I guess that I understand that that's unethical. But why lie about it? People use influencers for everything. Why lie about it? Why are you so ashamed about that? Right? And so if that's the case, damn, this shit's about to break open for We Are Dan and Sam too. Patience says here that the occasional breastfeeding and how she was taking the birth control didn't jeopardize the cycle and was medically cleared to start the injections. So that's all she needs. She's probably got the proof. And so I think that's why Shannon Rose is pivoting to the agency and We Are Dan and Sam to call them out, because she knows that Patience has done what she had to do, and what she was asking was out of the question. Here's an IVF surrogacy. So IVF cycle, single cycle, typically ranges from 15,000 to 30,000. So because surrogacy, when I was young and naive, I just assumed surrogates were like, hey, like let my husband impregnate you. I don't know why I thought that, or let the doctors inseminate you with his sperm. But that's not how it works. They fertilize the egg first and then place it via IVF into the uterus, right? Which you learn something new every day. I'm just naive. But $30,000 to do that, right? Imaging, blood work, medication. Some clinics may quote based on price $12,000, $15,000 for traditional cycle without medications. Now, Shannon Rose is going to go for the gold platinum package, right? Diamond member package, because the last embryo, she wants to make sure it's good. So she wants everything, bells and whistles. She wants it all, right? All the shininess. Medications, cost fertility drugs can be $3,000 to $7,000 per cycle. Genetics testing, which is $3,000, $6,000. That's when the baby is fertilized and in the womb. You can get it genetically tested to make sure there's no any life-threatening diseases and life-threatening disabilities, things that are going to come out. And so they do that. It costs lots of money to do this stuff, right? Genetic screening I think you should do it. It's important. Intracytoplasmic sperm injection. So this is, I thought they put the egg in... Yeah, injecting a single sperm into an egg. That's what it is. So that's called the intracytoplasmic injection into the egg that fertilizes the egg. That's $1,500 to $3,000. And then the frozen embryo transfer, FET, is separate cycles needed to transfer a frozen embryo, which can add another $3,500 to $5,000. And the egg and the sperm donor, using a donor's eggs, can increase cost significantly, with fees sometimes reaching $10,000 to $60,000. But Sharon's using her own eggs, so there's no cost there, except for the cost to keep it frozen. Dang, man. So we're talking hundreds, $150,000 to $250,000 to have someone birth your baby through science. Which is, again, the miracle of modern science is crazy to me. Yeah, someone has a question. How does Shannon make that much? How does she make as much when she clearly is the breadwinner, but views are down everywhere? Her turning her comments off further brings her engagement down. Trav is a firefighter. Do they make that much? They don't make much. She posted fairly recently about how much she makes. It was definitely something within a year. They're scraping by. They might have savings from her past, but I highly doubt it. So here they are, 1 million followers. Yeah, posting their kids. Obviously, I don't know if they're full-on family vloggers. But she's literally, her whole life is being pregnant. Some women just love being pregnant. My wife loved being pregnant too. Like, best she ever felt in her whole life. Till the last couple months. And she's like, oh my God. But like, she said she felt like $1 million. Like, there's the hormones, everything was great. So anyway, these people are, if they are being paid to do this and they're not disclosing that, I'm not cool with that either. I don't think that's cool. 500,000 on YouTube. Damn.
Finally going to my anatomy ultrasound. We are 22 weeks, but I had to.
So again, this is just grift. What they do is they grift on being surrogates. That's basically what they do. Weird Matthews family, Dan and Sam, 500,000 subscribers. Damn. They don't make a ton of money. 13,000 views, baby on board. Yeah, they're child exploiters, but they get with just like the surrogacy of the thing. So, and so maybe it's worth talking about Dan and Sam and researching into them if they are doing with this agency. Let's see here. If we go to anything with the agency, there are multiple ways to match through an agency independently. This one was done 2022. Let's just look at this video really quick. It's 48 seconds long.
Okay, when it comes to matching for surrogacy, do you pick a family or does the family pick you? It will vary. If you're matching independently, you will pick a family. So whether you know a family friend or someone on social media that you meet,
Why do they all have RVs?
Pick the family and match. If you go through an agency, you too will pick the family because you get a final say on if you want to match with them, but serious. The agency will help find you. Or even on social media, if you go independently, someone could slide into your DMs like they did us and want to match with you. The amount of travel will depend on...
Okay, what's the name of the agency? Your Fertility Advocate. I'm imagining it's probably in a video like this, right?
I may do an episode all about matching because I feel like I could go into
that. Doesn't disclose anything. If she does a bunch of videos about being a surrogate and it ever mentions that agency and doesn't mention that it's a paid sponsorship, that's a zero no-go. That can delete. You can get your channel removed for that, by the way. That's why whenever I do an ad read, you're always going to see that includes ad. If you do it, you have to do it because it's unethical not to do it. So anyway, that's the Shannon Rose adventure at this point. I'm gonna reach out to Patience and see if she wants to come and tell me a little bit more about what's been going on with this whole thing. We're gonna look at We Are Dan and Sam and this agency. If they are paying somebody and they're not disclosing these types of things, that is not cool either, I don't think. Right? Let me know what you guys think below. I know I'm gonna get a lot of comments about how I perceive this stuff, and I'm all ears, open heart, open mind, ready to listen to this world that it's mostly made up of women. Obviously, it has to be, but it just seems like a really, really weird world that we live in right now when this has become the drama of the day, and it's crazy. But in the end, it's influencers being paid for something and not disclosing it. That's also really bad. So, everybody, take a deep breath. See what I did there? That's what you're supposed to do when you're pushing or something. Birth. Poop. Sorry. Anyway, you guys are amazing. Especially you mamas out there. You're amazing. Do you know that? You mamas out there doing good things for your kids, you're awesome. You're some kind of special, and I think you deserve all the things. Okay? Good moms out there. You're nice. Okay? I have a crush on you. Okay, if you're a good mom. You're amazing. And I hope to see you next time.